Hi, this is Greg, and this is day 16 of A Minute in the Clouds with Greg. I wasn't going to do one today. I've been pretty tired. I've been doing this now. This will be day 16, and it's kind of been wearing me out, really. Um, but I figured I would give an introduction because the next thing I'm going to talk about is traumatic brain injuries. So I'm going to call this Traumatic Brain Injury, a comprehensive guide, the who, what, how, and why of traumatic brain injury. I always usually say who, what, why, where, when. But so I thought I would give an overview and a brief introduction of what I'll be covering next. Traumatic brain injury. I was diagnosed with a traumatic brain injury a few years ago. If my memory serves me right, and that's the thing. See, having a TBI, it robs you of memories. Sometimes that can be a good thing if you want to forget something, but other times it's not so great. And the symptoms and causes vary vastly from person to person. Um, but I'm going to try and get back on track here because I wonder. Um, when I do want to remember things, um, you try hard to remember them and you just can't recall them. That's one of the things with TBI. So, with that introduction, welcome to day 16 of A Minute in the Clouds with Greg. If you've not seen my other videos and articles, please go ahead and check them out if you would like to. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm very glad that you're here. And if you enjoy these videos, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you want to click the bell, it'll notify you when I post a new video. One day I'll get around to making a newsletter. If you want to sign up for that on the website, you might need to give me a nudge. It's not easy to create when you've got ADHD and a brain injury and some other things going on. But I want to try and make these videos interesting to people. So leave a comment with any feedback on how I might improve these videos and the articles that I write on the website. Let me know any content that you'd like to see, and I'll try and make that happen. So let's dive in. I won't go into a lot of details. Just consider this as a primer for the topic. Hopefully, I can get the thoughts and the ideas that are bouncing around in my head like kangaroos jacked up on Mountain Dew, and stop getting distracted by squirrels with shiny things that keep disappearing down rabbit holes. If I can gather my thoughts and facts long enough, I can answer some questions and not common questions and not so common questions. So yeah, let's begin. What is a traumatic brain injury? For many people, a traumatic brain injury can seem very overwhelming and unfamiliar terms, complex medical jargon, and it can make it challenging to understand the condition. So in this section, I'll try and simplify traumatic brain injury. At its most basic level, traumatic brain injury is caused by a sudden force or impact to the head or the body. And the force can lead to brain damage, resulting in symptoms that can range from mid-consciousness changes to severe long-term cognitive impairment. Mild TBI may cause temporary dysfunction of the brain cells, as a moderate TBI can cause long-lasting or even permanent physical, cognitive, and behavioral impairments. And then the severe TBI, which often results in prolonged unconsciousness or amnesia, and that can be life-threatening. So how does TBI happen? Well, as I said, it typically occurs due to a violent blow or a jolt to the head or the body, and that could be a variety of reasons. Most often they're incidents such as falls from car crashes, falls from bed, stairs, slips, trips, vehicle collisions in cars, motorcycle, cyclists, bicycles, pedestrians, violence, domestic violence, child abuse. that can result in traumatic brain injury, gunshot wounds, sports injuries, football, boxing, soccer, skateboarding, and any other high impact or extreme sports could potentially cause a brain injury. Explosive blasts and combat injuries, particularly common with military personnel. Why is understanding TBI important? Well, for many reasons. It's quite prevalent. According to the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, about 30% of all injury deaths in the United States can be attributed to a traumatic brain injury. That's about 153 people who die each day from injuries that include a TBI. And it has long-term effects, and a traumatic brain injury can lead to a wide range of issues affecting the cognition, physical, emotional functioning. It impacts people's quality of life. People who have extreme TBI, excuse me, people who have extreme TBI might face challenges in their daily life, including difficulties with relationships, employment, achieving independence, being able to live on their own. And you can get a lot of good information from the CDC. By deepening our understanding of traumatic brain injury, what it is and how it occurs, and why it matters, we'll be able to contribute to a greater awareness of brain injuries, improve treatment options, and better support for people who are living with a TBI. Brainline's a good website that has got some great information on there. So the technicalities, what constitutes a traumatic brain injury, if we want to get technical. Well, despite its prevalence, there's still a lot of confusion as to exactly what the definition of a TBI is. And so from a medical perspective, a brain injury is defined as a disruption in the brain's normal function that can be caused by a bump, blow, jolt to the head, or a penetrating head injury. The severity of a TBI can often range from mild, as I mentioned, i.e. it's a brief change in the mental status or consciousness, to the severe with extended unconsciousness, memory loss, a lot of different things. And the mechanisms of TBI, there's two main mechanisms can lead to impact loading, which that means injuries resulting from a direct impact to the head, such as when the head hits a windshield during a car accident. And internal loading, those injuries occur without a direct impact, and they're caused by acceleration, deceleration, or rotational forces, such as experienced in the whiplash injury. These forces can cause different injuries, including contusions, lacerations, and diffuse oxonal injuries. Different types of TBI. The two types of traumatic brain injury damage. Primary brain damage occurs during the impact, such as a skull fracture or lacerations to the brain or blood vessels being damaged. And the secondary is brain damage that evolves over time after a trauma, such as the brain swelling, fever, or seizures. And understanding these technicalities can help us recognize traumatic brain injury's potential severity and implications, and the urgency for immediate and appropriate medical intervention following head injuries. The National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke has some great information. So that's just an introduction, a primer. Today, I'm going to start to do this. Today, I'm grateful for my brain injury therapist, Ashley. She's very patient, kind, and understanding, and she's given me so much encouragement. and she'll probably smile if she ever hears that. So I'm going to ask you, what are you grateful for today? What are you grateful for today? Let me know in the comments, and also any content or topics that you'd like me to discuss or cover. And so we're going to be talking about brain injuries for the next few days. So as always, thank you for watching. I love you all, and I hope that you enjoy today's content. I'll see you tomorrow. And as always, take care of your mind. Bye.